fuck, I fucked up the glaze. You get that next day to make it up, but then you fuck it up again, and you're like, God damn it, But then after a while, the same thing just falling on your face over and over again.
Yeah, it's those mistakes that define you. I mean, it defined me in the way where I would get so in my head about it. I would never want that mistake to happen again.
Exactly.
So I became obsessed over learning how to do something, making sure I only made a mistake once. I remember one time I oversold scallops. I didn't have a count on my scallops.
That's the worst.
And that was when I had moved out to fish roast.
Yeah.
So I was the one cooking the fish. And I didn't, we were just grinding. This restaurant, we were doing 300 covers a night. And, the board is full. We're cruising, going through service. Orders are coming in, and I'm not keeping track of anything. I'm just cooking. And when you're a cook, you can't just cook. You have to be aware of everything around you. And I realized partway through, my little third pan of scallops was diminishing.
Yeah.
I had a ton of tickets on the board.
How many scallops?
How many scallops do we need? I have 5 orders left. We had 10 on the board. And I just remember the look of disappointment in the chef's face.
Yeah.
Because now he has to tell the server has to go face the diner. Mm-hmm. And it's not just on me. Yeah. It's on everyone.
It's on everybody.
Everybody
you make everyone look bad.
Yeah.
It's
because we ran out of scallops.
Exactly.
And it's it could have been avoided if I had, and I mean, maybe even at the time I was new and younger. I didn't even realize maybe I should have been counting scallops.
Exactly.
So that's part of learning on the job, but also you do that once. I did that once.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever since that time. So I felt so bad.
Yeah.
I couldn't sleep. The next day I came in. I apologized again to the chef. I was like, oh my gosh, it'll never happen again. To the point where you feel sick to your stomach and it almost brings a tear to your eye.
Yeah.
You're care so much.
For sure. And you never know, that diner who ordered the scallops could have been their birthday. Right. It could have been their favorite thing to eat. And now they can't get that thing.
Now they can't get it.
And you fucking ruined their birthday.
Now you're making me feel bad all over.
It's all good.
It's been years.
It's all good.
I can't forget about the scallops.
So how long did you end up working at that restaurant?
I think I was there for maybe almost 3 years, perhaps.
Okay.
Something like that.
So did you get to the meat station at all?
I ended up taking over I was almost, I don't even know if we had an executive sous chef at the time. But I was almost in that kind of position where I was running a whole kitchen. Ordering, bouncing around, training, interviewing, working with new hires.
Gotcha.
And so I left after that. And the reason I left was it was a great exposure to dining and cooking.
Yeah.
And cooking refined French food. But we're doing it in crazy high numbers.
Yeah.
We did 300 covers plus 80 people in the private dining room. And some nights it was just grueling in the sense where food just had to go out and it wasn't as perfect as you wanted it to be.
Yeah.
But it just had to go. It just the way the world worked, you know? And I hated it. I didn't like that. I wanted to be able to every plate be perfect.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I needed to take a break because I just got so burnt out doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized I'd never been to Europe. So my brothers had just graduated college. They're a couple of years younger than me. They're twins.
Okay.
And they just graduated college and it was all right, you guys want to go to Europe? So we got backpacks, booked tickets to Europe, and spent 8 weeks traveling around Europe.
Awesome. Where'd you go first?
We flew into London, spent some time there, took the train to Paris.
Oh, badass.
Rented a car in Paris. I had to learn to drive stick shift in the parking lot of the rental car.
On the other side of the fucking car.
On the other side of the car. Because they only have stick shift cars.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a rental car, so I didn't have to worry about burning out the clutch train.
There you go.
Drove down to Lyon, went down to the south of France. We stayed in Biarritz.
Okay.
It's an incredible little hidden oasis beach town.
Whoa.
On the coast. Drove over into San Sebastian. Over to Barcelona, then hopped on a plane to Italy, did the whole Bologna, Pisa, Florence, Naples, Rome. Did I say that? And then flew up, and we were okay, now let's fly up to Germany. Did Berlin, Prague, Amsterdam, and then by that point we were burnt out.
Trip of a lifetime, man.
8 weeks of nonstop going.
Yeah, with your brothers, like that must have been so cool.
It was really cool, and it's crazy because it would be such a different trip if I did it again.
Yeah.
I was just at a different point in my life. I liked food. We all liked food and eating. Grew up in the same household, but food wasn't my life at that point. I really enjoyed it. And so, like, we weren't necessarily looking for the best restaurants or the hidden gems or, like, we were staying at hostels and looking for, like, a place to drink or a place to get something cool to eat and, like, going on, exploring the city. So I look forward to going back to a lot of those places again now as me. Yeah. Now that I, like, really know who I am and what I care about and having a whole new experience. And I feel like it's almost going to be like visiting a lot of these cities for the first time, even though I've already been there years ago. So I'm excited for that kind of, thinking to the bright and sunny future.
Yeah. Hell yeah. So after those 8 weeks, you come back.
I came back and now I'm back in San Francisco and I wanted to find the next place to work.
Okay.
And at that point, while in Europe, I learned about Michelin Stars. We had eaten at, Trugro.
Okay.
So, like, I had my first 3 Michelin Star meal, which was, like, life-changing in the sense. I was like, oh, my God, this is, like, we've got the kitchen tour. I was like, wow, shiny, like, what a brigade.
You're so like, intense. They look so good. Everyone's beautiful in here.
Everything is beautiful, like, polished. And so, came back and I was like, all right, I need to get a job at a Michelin Star restaurant. Yeah. Like, that's the only way I'm going to get better. I wanted to do tweezer food, putting everything perfect on the plate and not doing over 100 covers a night. Yeah. So those are kind of like what I wanted to find.
The parameters.
And I started a couple of places, and they all just, nothing excited me or challenged me in the way I felt I needed to be.
Yeah.
And then I ended up getting a stage at Quince.
Okay.
At the time, they had 1 Michelin Star. And everyone I talked to, all my friends and colleagues in the city were like, you do not want to work there. And I was like, why? Like, it seemed great. It was like an intense system. It was like a crazy day of staging. And everyone was like, it's just, they're tough. It's hard. It's grueling. It's one of the hardest kitchens to work in the city. Like, people just don't come out of there alive. Like, they were making it sound like it was just this intense place. And I was like, perfect.
Yeah, that's exactly what that sounds great to me.
That's where I want to be. Like, I want that. Yeah. I need to be exposed to that. And so when I went back for the like final interview and like to get the job offer, they didn't have anything at night as a cook. But they had like an AM position at Catonia, their sister restaurant next door.
Okay.
Doing pasta fillings, pasta doughs, butchery, and kind of just getting production going. Yeah. And I was like, all right, I'll take it. Yeah. Sure. Because then I was on the fast track for a night position. Yeah. Because apparently those don't open very often. And everybody wanted to work there.
You get to learn everything else.
And I get to learn the other side of it. I was like, I don't know butchery. I'd love to learn that. I don't know how to make pasta fillings. That sounds cool. So I did that, and I was maybe doing that for 3 or 4 months. Okay. Which were incredibly long days as well, just because I wanted to learn. Riding my bike to and from work every day, freezing cold in the morning, doesn't matter if it's raining. Because you're not going to spend money on a cab, you're not going to spend money on a lift. Like, you're grinding by to do this. It's not a high-paying job at all. You're not getting all the overtime hours, or, you're just doing it because you love it and you want to learn. And then one night I was getting ready to leave. I was saying goodnight to the chef at Quince, like shaking out with everyone. And I'd maybe been there since 6 a.m. Around 6 p.m. I was getting ready to go. Service was just getting started. And I don't remember what the meat entremet did, but something so egregious. And he essentially got thrown out of the kitchen.
Gotcha.
Right as service was beginning.
Heard that.
The chef, I was like right there in the moment. The chef took that guy's apron, turned around, handed it to me and said, great, you're working tonight. And all of the emotions, like my whole stomach flipped. Yeah. Because obviously that had been what I wanted to do, what I was going towards. I was not mentally prepared for that. I was terrified. Some guy had just gotten kicked out for messing up. Yeah. Here I am. I have no idea. I'm not trained for this. I've never cooked at this level. I don't know. Like, I started questioning everything I knew. I was like freaking out. But then that first night, one of the sous chefs hung out with me on the station the whole time.
Okay.
He essentially cooked, and I was just kind of like his extra set of hands.
Yeah.
Helping him out. But that then became now, okay, I'm no longer a prep cook. Now I'm a line cook at night. And that kind of started then the whole next leg of my journey at Quince.
Whoa. So I think, as soon as he gave you that apron, just the fact that you took it and put it on and said, okay, then I think you were in,
I was in.
At that point. Yeah. It's usually just to see like, okay, is this guy the same thing happened to me on Meadowood. It's like guy was on garde manger. Chef's like, get the fuck out of here. Looks at me, is like, get on garde manger or you're fired.
Right.
And I was like, yes, sir.
And you're either going to do it or
exactly. Yeah.
It's like sink or swim. Dude, throw him in the deep end.
Yeah.
Does he come back to the surface?
100% of the time, do it and try to float, and it'll be all right. And then, so Quince starts for you.
Quince starts for me, and thinking back on it, it was the hardest time of my life, my career. Every single day was the hardest day.
So those guys were right.
Everybody was right.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just like the environment. It wasn't necessarily because like people were yelling.
Yeah.
It was like tough. It's just like every aspect about it was hard. We were pushing for that second star.
It's tough food.
The food was hard. Yeah. The menu would change every day to the point where like I didn't understand it at the time. Now as a chef, I totally get it because I could be the same way, but we'd be prepping a dish. You get there at 9 or 10 a.m. You start your prep. You know what's on the menu. All of a sudden, one of the chef gets back from the farmer's market at 1. And it's like, we just got this awesome stuff. Get rid of everything you just did.
It's on your station now.
We're going to start this new dish tonight instead. And I couldn't wrap my head around that. Yeah. I was like, what do you mean the new dish? We didn't like prep anything. Yeah. We didn't test it. We didn't plan it. No. Like, just make this, make a puree, make a powder here, use that, cut these, glaze them, cook this, and you'll be good to go. You're good by 5, right? And there's no other answer other than yes, chef.
Yeah, exactly.
And so being in that sort of environment every single day where you don't know what's going to happen. Every day is a roller coaster ride of emotions, of fears, of anxiety, of excitement. And so that kind of then shaped how I became as a cook. I became very detail-oriented, very disciplined, very much able to adapt and think on my feet.
Yeah.
And try not to get upset about like little things that can easily get you upset.
Oh yeah. Throw a wrench in your day.
Every day there's just a wrench. And from like, we had maybe one blender for the entire restaurant that sometimes we had to share with Catonia next door.
Oh.
So it's like people would have all of the components of the 4 purees they have to make in delis already cooked, waiting to puree with like a line for the blender.
Yeah.
And just little things like that. Then like after you leave and go work somewhere else, anything else is easier. Yeah. Nothing is as hard as those days.
Then you get to the place that has 2 blenders. And you're like, what the fuck you guys bitching about?
This is great.
Yeah, exactly.
You have 2 blenders and they both work?
Yeah. Like, 4 blender tops? Where do you get them?
Yeah.
You're like, what is this? Man. So what stations did you graduate from the one that you started at?
So I did meat entremet, and then I think I did meat roast for a little bit. I did fish entremet for a little bit. And then kind of through that same serendipitous progression, I was thrown onto the pasta station for almost the same reason.
Okay.
Pasta cook got fired or asked to leave. And they needed someone. I was maybe an extra set of hands that night, or I don't even know how I got pushed over there.
Yeah.
And funny enough, like Quince at the time, probably still, is known for their pasta. Cooks were coming from all over the world to stage there, to spend time there, to try to get a job there, to hopefully get to make pasta and learn from Chef Tusk. And that was not on my radar at all. I was like, I just want to cook tweezer food, refined food, play things nice. And I don't care about pasta. I grew up eating pasta. Like, I hate pasta again.
You're like DiCeccio? Get out of here, bro.
Yeah. And I was just like, I didn't get it. I didn't understand it. I didn't necessarily care. I was like over at pasta from being exposed to it my whole childhood. And so I got pushed onto the pasta station. And little did I know that would be another one of those defining moments in my career, in my life.
Yeah.
That now, not a day goes by where I don't think about cook, make, or eat pasta.
Yeah. Got you. So you get put on this pasta station. Are you working with Tusk directly?
So the pasta station is 2 cooks.
Okay.
It's a 2-team station. One person usually does like filled pasta. The other person does like the ribbon noodle.
Okay.
And sometimes